this is going to be some learning, so I guess stay tuned and we're going to figure this out. You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. First off, previous video, we realized that this planter, I don't know how I'd never noticed it before when we picked it up. The pictures, it looked narrow enough. But the second I hooked it to the tractor, I'm like, nope. So 36-inch rows, we wanted 30s. We're gonna narrow it up. It's not gonna be that hard. That inner box just has to get moved over, poke a new hole for the U-bolt. That other U-bolt actually might line up well. So we gotta get 3 inches on both sides there. What I did realize was, so this bracket here is sleeved inside of it. So if we gouge, the welds off, this whole pivot actually comes out. So that's the plan. We're gonna move these 4 back so that they are right. We'll have to move the transmission over with it, and then just the shafts. That's really the big thing. Move the shafts. So we'll be okay. Marker arms, we'll have to adjust them to get what we want out of them, but yeah, I'm kicking myself for that, but we'll still be ahead. So I paid $4,600 for this planter. The next closest priced one for 8-row front fold was like $9,500. So for a 30-inch, but now it makes sense that this was a 36. But it is what it is. So what I have to do, and what we might start today, stripping off outside row units, so that we can start adjusting, and then we'll do the inside. We do have some help, I think, coming this weekend, so we got plenty of projects to do. Some help that knows, that's a welder, so we'll see who it is that comes. But my plan for today, get this area good. I got metal plans for this. Somebody's gonna cut me out on a table the whole flange. Hopefully tomorrow we'll do that. And I got metal to pick up, working on metal for this. But we're gonna pull this out, the Mac out, and turn it around, pull it back in, so that everything that we're working on will be right here in the front. So I got to clean up my scattered mess right now, and that will be where we're getting to. Really? Well, it's got to drain from somewhere. It's got to drain from somewhere. Always something. I don't know if this is gonna work. So I think one of these batteries is dead, so it just drains everything down. But we'll let this warm up quickly, we'll air up, and then we'll get it out. since, yeah, the exhaust is close to the top, I know. But did this last time, literally just hooked it on and it started right up. Oh yeah, plenty of room. I actually got like 4 inches. I should have parked that better straighter. I didn't think I was gonna pull this and turn it around, but it makes way more sense. For those who are wondering, the white truck, that tire that we fixed the bead on, or the valve stem on, still good. So I got the metal. We're gonna pick it up tomorrow for the nurse boom. So then that tanker will be pretty well. And all I did here was make a big loop instead of messing around. Take you guys on a scenic tour of what's going on. As you see, the snow, it's a bit everywhere. This weekend's supposed to be good weather, I think. .57 on Saturday as a high. Yeah, I might end up taking those off for right now. I don't know. I haven't made it that far. Things fit. I parked the 7520 in. I should have parked it further back, moved the tires around, but it worked at that point. But this gives us plenty of room. Like I said, us. We got to get this ladder out of the way, and then from there, all of this stuff is going on there. So I got to pick up a plate of metal that we are going to have cut out on a table to line up to this flange. So I got that, got the pipe that's going to go in from that, which will go from here into the tank. So it will sit down a little bit, which this already has a basin, so I got to move those air lines. And then from there, that valve comes out, and then we'll say the valve is like here, and then you got your pump, which will sit here. So we got to line everything up. We got to line everything up and go from that. Up next, yeah. So there's gonna be some people wondering why I want to go to 30-inch rows. I want everything to line up for cultivating. I think 30-inch rows are better than 36 because you got to bump the population. Really, I'd like to go to like 20-inch rows, but we're not set up to spray, to do anything, run over it. Corn planter, I couldn't even narrow this down to 20 if I wanted to. But yeah, we got some work to do on this. Once we get it stripped down, I don't think it's going to be as bad. I'll get some gouging tips for the plasma cutter, gouge those welds off. We'll just move some things and be good. It will be just lining things up. So not ideal, but once I get it moved and fixed up, I think this will be very nice. It will also narrow it up more than it is now, a lot more than it is now. So we'll pull these together 6 inches, pull those together 6 inches, pull those together 6 inches, and then you got to figure you take 3 inches off of we might have to take more than that because we are on the edge with this, but we might take 6 inches out of this and 6 inches out of the other side. So doing my math there, 2 foot narrower than this, so it would be 12 foot wide at that point, which 12 foot's pretty good. That's 11 something. The old discs were 12. I think the rolling basket's 11 something. So all right. Okay, pretty easy to do. Now that it's stripped down, you can see I already got one off. So let me grab it. The lock collar didn't want to actually come, but this shaft here, it's going to be long enough once we reduce it, so we just cut the end, but now we can hammer it out. I'll open it up, send the drive shaft back that way, pull that out, take that other one off. We'll take these off tomorrow in the day when we can see what we're doing, since we do have to cut a weld on a bracket that goes across, but otherwise that's all U-bolted, and then we can just slide it, drop it, disconnect the hydraulic lines because, well, there's no hydraulic pressure anyways. But yeah, I don't know, this is going to be some learning, so I guess stay tuned and we're going to figure this out together. There's people that have narrowed down 30 or 36 to 30s. I think I'm lucky with how this planer is set up. Not a lot of it's welded. On our other one, these are welded right to it, I believe is the way. Yeah, they're welded to the frame, so you'd have to cut all the drive wheels off and everything else. At least here, it's just the swivel that we got to do in some brackets. There it goes. Okay, one shaft. We're gonna pretty much learn a lot of things about this planer as we do this stuff, though. Figure out what's wore out, what needs to be replaced, because we're looking at everything, touching everything. So the planer boxes themselves, or as far as the frame structure of it, that all looks really, really good actually. So, bought chains, rollers, stuff that I got sitting around, because it's the same planter as the other stuff. All right, where are we here? Okay, another one done. Yeah. I honestly don't think this is the original frame. Like, I think somebody made this, some of it, because I can't find anything in any of Deere's pages as far as how it pivots in the middle and some of this hitch and stuff. The welded bolts that are in between. Because I think back in those days, there was kits that you could widen a planter, take a 6-row and make it into a 8-row or something like that. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I guess we will see. Got both wings, so 4 of the arms off. These ones in the middle I'll wait, because what we're really gonna do is we're gonna poke the hole for these U-bolts and we're gonna move this all the way down. Something that we gotta do, every one of these bearings, we're gonna replace those because they're bound up. So I don't know how long this corn planter actually sat for. Yesterday I was really contemplating if this was a good buy, and at this moment I'm gonna go with yes. I still think it's a good buy, price wise. So I paid $46.50 for it, and yeah, we went a bunch of miles, but that's part of, you know, making content. Picked up a few other things, so we probably went, I don't know, 1,400 miles out of our way to pick this planter up. But here it is. With that, also with that being said, yeah, so these wheels are not the right wheels that came on these planters, stuff like that, not of this age. So they're U-bolted. Usually they're welded to the frame, so they're all U-bolted. So I can move all the wheels, which is kind of a, it doesn't add up what this was or what they did with this. I don't know if this was a straight frame and then they cut it down and they put those wheels on or something, because there's parts that are new and parts that are old and stuff that doesn't really make any sense why it's on there. But this was custom made, so 100%. Well, there might have been a kit or something like that, but just how things line up, unless somebody knows something more about these planters, because I've tried to look back and see stuff, but it doesn't make sense. Like the 2 drives, somebody had cut this off, so it was on the other side. Stuff like that, just, it doesn't line up as far as it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like having these wheels, this frame setup that's U-bolted instead of welded onto it like the original ones, or the normal 7000 series. Yeah, just it's neat. So and having those connectors and things like that. I guess I got to look at Dana. Dana has a 8-row front folds. Do a little comparison between his and this one and see. So next time I'm out there, I'll have to check it out. But made it as far as I'm going to make it for tonight, just because it's dark and it's cold. Going forward tomorrow, we're going to pull the hydraulic lines off so they're out of our way completely. The middle is blocked up, so we're good there. After that, we'll leave this outside wheel alone for right now. At some point, once we start plasma cutting, we just got to cut this weld off and take the U-bolts off, and it comes right off. So like stuff like that, like this bolt, that's the bolt head's cut in half, and this bolt that's welded underneath makes me know somebody did make this. Yeah, but we'll start moving the middle in. So the 2 middle will make it, which I looked at it earlier. We got to move it 3 inches. 3 inches from here is right here, so we'll just notch this bracket, re-weld it on. But the bracket's all good. It needs to go like right there. Same with on this other side, it needs to go like right here. So we'll just notch them, move everything over. The other U-bolt, we just got to poke a hole up front, and it goes through and it's good. So those will be easy enough. The wheels will be easy enough to move over. They just go over and go into the transmission. We'll just have to shorten and put a new pinhole. But that will be easy enough to do. So we got to get the hydraulic lines off, got to get all the sensor wires off. That way we're not burning anything. And then those transmissions, I think we're just going to move. Frank did point out that this shaft, I don't know how I didn't notice it, is bent to anything. So we got the parts planner. I'll take the shaft out of that one, which is straight, and put it in this. And then that will be easy enough. Alrighty, I'm going to get out of here because it's cold. Yeah, that's where my plan is. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sure by now there's plenty of good, bad, and ugly comments on this planner. But like I said, the next 8-row front fold is twice as much as what I paid. So I'm really not that worried. I do got to go back and see how much fuel we did burn. We got all the receipts. I got to enter all that. So I'll let you guys know when we get to that point. But it's like a mini vacation when you go on trips like that. So, well, alrighty, that's it for tonight. We're gonna have some help this weekend, which is gonna be cool. So we're gonna work on that tanker. We might get into this. I don't know. Tanker's priority as of right now. I know planning season's coming. Tanker's gonna get used before the planner. And we got a boatload of parts sitting in the shop that will go on to this planner. Well, alrighty, appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.